Okay. So we can spot trends and irregularities much faster when the data is visualized rather than presented in a flat or maybe tabular format. Okay, so what we are going to cover will be building basic charts and also advance to more complex charts. Learn how to build scatter plots, waterfall charts. You also discover the do's and don'ts, learn how to leverage various chart elements and features. Okay, but firstly, let's take a look at bar and column charts. Okay. Okay, hope you guys can see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. So let's take a look at the first chart, which is the bar and column chart. Okay, so this chart offer a simple yet effective way to compare values across different categories. Okay, they come in, some are clustered and others are stacked. Okay, so if you format it properly, you can offer insight into the data at hand. Okay, so however, if the category labels are lengthy, okay, a bar chart will provide more space for the labels. So be mindful that the human eye processes information from top to bottom and from left to right. Therefore, you have to sort the values in your bar charts. Okay, which is very important. Okay, so let's begin by sorting our values. Okay. So in our previous sessions, we learned how to sort values. Okay, so we can select the cells here. Okay, so move to the cells section. Yes, move to the editing section. You'll find the sort and filter button there. Okay, there you can either sort from largest to smallest or from smallest to largest. Okay. So after the sorting, to insert the charts, you can click on anywhere inside the data, Okay, move on to insert. So after insert, move on to recommended charts. Okay, so Excel will automatically give you recommend some chart for you to use. Okay, we are going to use a bar or column chart. So you can go to all charts. So here you have all the various charts Excel has here in all charts. So you can select bar charts. Okay, let's choose the clustered bar charts. Okay, so from here we can format this data to only focus on the number of songs by the artist. Okay. Okay, so you can do that by selecting the small box at the bottom end of the data, then you drag to select only the number of songs. Okay, so you can also decide to select only the top 10. Okay, so to also do that, you can also do that the same way. Select the top 10. Okay, so now, as you can see, we have from our data is from the highest songs, highest number of songs to the lowest number of songs. But in our charts means from the lowest to the highest. So how do we change that? Okay. So you can right click or select the chart and go to format. Okay. The best thing is also right click and format chart area. Okay. Select the ASICS options here. Okay. After right clicking and going to format chart area, you select the ASICS here. Then you go to the ASICS options. Okay, so at the ASICS options, then you can select categories in reverse order. Okay, which will reverse the categories from the highest to the lowest. Okay, so from here to you can change the color to can increase the font, can bold it. Okay, can do all sort of editing here on the chart. Okay, so let's move on to our next chart options, which is the line area chart. Okay, so the line area chart, I would say, is brilliant choices when visualizing trends or patterns over time. Okay, so for example, the evolution of, the most popular songs over time. Okay, and the area chart are also similar to the line charts. Okay, so let's use this data for the line charts. As usual, you can select anywhere the data, move to insert, go to recommended charts. So there, move to all charts, go to line. Okay, so we are going to select the second option here. Click OK. Okay, so let's say we want to analyze from 2006. Okay, so the line chart helps you to analyze data over a period of time. Okay, so you can actually use that for. Okay, this is the line chart. This is how the line charts look like. So let me show you also how the area charts is. So if you want to change the chart type, okay, just select the chart you want to chart design. Then you select change type, chart type. Okay. So then you move on to area. So here you find the area charts. With the area charts, the spaces below are covered or filled with colors. So this is how the area charts also looks like. Okay, so we also have one chart called pies and donuts. Okay, so these charts are used to visualize the proportions of the whole. However, they are often used incorrectly because to use pie or donut charts is for a small number of categories. Using it for a large number of categories is not advisable. A small number of categories like 3 or 4 or 2 categories is enough for pie and donut charts. Okay, it's highly recommended to use that when dealing with a limited number of charts. Okay, so let's insert a pie donut charts for us to see how it's like. This is a pie. Okay, so let's first insert a pie chart. You see this chart has, categories that's more than 4. So it will be difficult for the audience to read this chart. So for easy identification, it's best to always use a very limited number of categories for pie and donut charts. Okay, so here you can select like 3. Okay, like 3 or 4, let's say 4 categories for analyzing our donut charts. Okay. Are we okay, guys?
Sure. Yeah, okay. Now go on.
Can I continue?
Please hold on. From the chat box, I think Daniela was saying something that, can you please take it again? I'm lost. And then I asked which part, and she said the whole graph, please. So I don't know if you can.
Which graph actually?
Daniela, are you on the call? Can you unmute and let us know? Or you can type in the chat box.
Yes, please, I'm here.
All right. So specifically, which one are you referring to?
From the beginning, like I was confused. I wasn't seeing anything.
So I say over to you. Can you?
Mohammed has also raised his hands.
Yeah, so I want to find out this the charts. So each session, does it include all the number of hits, medium hits, and then top hits in one section? I don't know if you get my question.
I don't get you. Come again.
I'm asking that You see
Uh-huh.
the chart is depicting the genre and then their corresponding hits. Is that
Yes.
not so?
Yes.
But you see, we have about three sections of the hit. We have the no hits, medium hits, and then the top hits. And I'm trying to find out
Yes.
that are all these values or numbers squeezed in one section of the pie chart.
Oh, no, no, no. I was actually going to move on to that. I'm going to select only one.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, Osei.
Hello.
Yeah, so I think you have to tackle that of Daniela.
Okay, so should I go over
Yes, exactly what she was saying.
from the bar charts? Okay. So I said the bar charts offer a simple yet effective way to compare values across different categories. Okay. So they come in a clustered type or stacked type. Okay, so if you format it properly, you can offer very good insight into your data. Okay, and one thing is also is for you to be mindful that the human eye processes information from top to bottom and from left to right. So therefore, you have to sort your values in your charts, which is also very important. Okay. So at the beginning, I sorted the chart according to the number of songs here. Okay, so get from largest to smallest. Okay. After that, I click on anywhere on the data. Then I move on to insert, then recommended charts, all charts. Then I came to bar. Okay, then I selected the bar chart here. Okay, so, and I said that you can choose to focus on only one category. Okay, maybe popularity or maybe on only songs. Okay, so I said to do that, you can use the small box here at the bottom where my mouse pointer is, then drag it. Okay, so as you can see, that only the songs category is selected. Okay, and I said you can also focus on only the top 10. Okay, so to do that, you can drag it using the same arrow at the bottom to select only the top 10. Okay, so from here you can do your formatting, change the colors, increase the font size, and decide to put them. Yeah. Are you okay now, Daniela?
Please, I have a question.
Okay.
So, let's take the songs for example. After
Yes.
selecting it, did you left click, right click, or something? Or you just selected it and then it just appeared there like that?
The format chat area.
Yes.
You right click, then you select format chat area.
Okay.
I had already selected it. That's why it was there.
Okay.
So you right click, then move on to format chart area. It will appear.
All right.
Okay.
Please, one last question.
Okay.
So with this, is it the same place that we did the filtering and sorting and all that? Is it the same place?
Yeah, this data set was part of that template.
Okay. So even with this place, we can find where to do the filtering and sorting.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Please, I also have a question.
Okay.
Yes. So with the sorting, after we've sorted
Yes.
songs from the highest to the lowest, does it affect,
Yes.
does the sorting affect their corresponding artists and popularity? Yeah, I don't know if you get my
Okay. So if you don't sort, okay, if you don't sort the charts, I mean, there'll be a mix. Like you won't get it like this coming from lowest to the highest as you see here. Okay, it will be a mix of low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high. So in order to sell a good or maybe tell a good story, you need to sort the data. Okay, from highest to lowest or from lowest to highest.
Yeah, I get
So
that
that you
one.
can tell.
I was trying to ask
Yeah.
is that, so you've sorted the song from the highest to the lowest. So I'm asking
Yes.
that the same thing happened to the artist column too, from highest to lowest,
Yes.
or it will only
Yes.
affect
It will
the song?
affect everything.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Let's move on. So can drag to top hits. Okay, so let's format this. Mm. Okay. So we can change the colors. Okay. Okay, so this is how to create a pie chart. Okay, so let's see if we can get a donut chart from Excel. Okay. Yes, so this is how the donut chart is like. So we can focus on only one. Okay, are we okay, guys?
Sure.
Okay, so we have created some 3 basics charts. I've created some 3 basic charts. So let's move on to some advanced one. Okay. So we have one advanced chart called bullet chart. Okay. It's also one example of combo charts. Okay. And it was developed by Stephen Few. Okay. It's a renowned guru in data visualization. So, so this is how a bullet chart is. Okay. So it's often used when comparing results against benchmarks. Okay. So bullet charts, and it requires working with dual axis in 2 axes. Okay. So yeah, let's move on to create a bullet chart. Okay, let me bring this down. Okay, so as usual, we can click on anywhere in our data, then move on to insert. Okay. Then recommended charts. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So that after that, you select the clustered column. Okay. So the reason why I selected the clustered column is Excel doesn't have a bullet chart option, but you can easily create one yourself. Okay, so after this, just selecting the clustered column. Then on the chart design tab, we move on to change chart type. So here we can go to combo charts. Okay, so combo chart. So you see the 3 chart type and axis for the data series. So here we have to make sure that the average energy is also a clustered column. Okay. And we have to set the energy here as a secondary axis. Okay, after that, press OK. Okay, so that you have to work on our axis too, from 0 to 100. So we select the axis. Okay, Then move on to the ASICS options here. So from 0 to maximum to 100, you do the same for the right ASICS to 100. Okay, so select. Okay, so you select the orange. Select the orange. Select the orange. Then in the ASICS, the series options, you bring the gap width. Okay, we'll bring the gap width. Yeah, I think this okay. All right, so yeah, let's move the total from it. Okay. Let's move the total. Okay, so let's name the charts. Source and revisable to name your charts. It's a recommended practice. So let chart. So now I have to change the colors to those categories that's working well. When they change their colors to green and those that are not working well, make it red. So let's first change the colors of the orange into maybe gray. And for this one, okay, the ones doing well, can make them green. Okay, so after selecting the green, okay, you just have to select the next one and use Control Y to apply the style to it. Okay, so you select Control Y, select Control plus Y, select Control plus Y. Okay, and the next one, those that are not doing well, change them to red. Okay, so also use Control Y to apply that same style to the rest of the categories. Okay, so this is actually how to create a bullet charts. Or did I go too fast?
Can you take it again? This time a bit slower.
Okay. As I said, the bullet charts, as I said earlier, is great to compare values against a target or a benchmark. Okay, so in this data, we have genres, okay, the energy levels of the genres and the average energy levels here. Okay, so let's see how they stack up against each other. Okay, so how do we make a bullet chart? Okay, so Excel doesn't have a standard option, but it's very easy to set up a bullet chart. So you can click anywhere among the data cells here. Move on to insert. Okay, then either you come to recommended chart or see this column bar chart symbol here, can come here on the drop down menu, you can select the cluster column here. Okay, so from here, you can remove the total from data. Okay. So just like the one I did before, you should change the next step is to change the chart type, okay, to a combo chart. So after that, the next step is to change the chart type of the average energy. You can see that it's a line chart. Okay, you have to change it in also a clustered column. Okay, and after that, you set the energy category into a secondary axis. For us to have a dual axis, because bullet charts works on a dual axis. Okay, then after that, press OK. Okay, so after that, we want to change the gap width of the average energy. Okay, so to do that, you have to select these cells, okay, the one in orange, move on to the series options, then drag the gap width. Okay, so after we are done with that, you also have to work on the axis too. So we want to change the axis from 0 to 100. Okay, so you click on the axis. Okay, then move on to the axis options. So here, the minimum is just set the maximum to 100, the minimum to 0. Okay, you do the same for the axis on the right hand side too. Okay, after that, you have to name your charts. Charts. Okay, so after that, you can add some formatting, some colors to it. So you can change the color of the orange to maybe gray. Then set the ones that are the genres that are doing well to green, the ones that are not doing well to red. You select the cell, move on to the fill and line, the format data point window, then change the color to green. So if you want to apply it to the rest of the data that's doing well, you use Control Y. So you select the cell, then Control Y to apply the style to them. Okay, so the ones that are not doing well, we can change the colors to red. Then also use the same Control Y to apply the style to the rest of the data cells. Are we okay now, guys?
Yeah, sure.
Is someone talking?
Yes, I say we are okay.
Okay. So let's move on to our next chart, which is the waterfall chart. Okay. Okay, so what the waterfall charts, yeah, okay, so this is the how the waterfall chart is how it looks like. So it explains, let's say, the net change in value between 2 points. Okay. It usually begins at a baseline. Okay. In the case of this, it starts and it ends. So we have a start here, which is 109, then it ends at 48. Okay, so that's the baseline. Okay, so we use colors to differentiate between the ones that are decreasing and the ones that are increasing. Okay, so you can have it also works really well in sales data. So we can have maybe in the quarter of the year where the sales are increasing or where the sales are decreasing. Waterfall charts is a great way of visualizing that kind of data. Okay, it reveals some hidden complexity behind a number. Okay, so let's move on to how to. Okay, so it's this from the year songs from the year 2017 to 2015. Okay, so the delta here is just, subtracting the new year. There's new songs for the new year from the previous year. As you can see, just subtracting the new songs from the previous year. That was the delta here. So let's move on to creating new waterfall charts. Okay, so as usual, I can press on anywhere in the data cells. We want to insert. So you can find waterfall charts on the chart here, or you can go to recommended charts, go to all charts, then you look for waterfall. Then you press OK. Okay, so we want to focus on only the delta. Okay, so we'll move the data to only the delta part. Actually visualize when the decrease and increase of the songs. Which year had more new songs than the other year. Okay, so we can set this start as, can set this one as total. We don't want to include that one in our visualization. So, and this one, the end, also as total. Okay, so here now what's left is to change the colors. So the ones increasing, want to change the one increasing into green and the one decreasing into red. Okay, so therefore anyone who sees this chart know that red represents the decreasing values and green represent the increasing values. So you can move on to select the increase. Okay, the increase here, the legend, the increase legend, the legend increase, the increase inside the legend. So let me say that. Then you right click. Okay, so after right clicking, move on to fill. Then you set it to green. Okay, I do the same for the decrease beside it. Right click, go to fill, and change it to red. Okay, after that, you can change our title. Waterfall charts. Are we okay, guys?
Yes, please.
Sure.
Okay. So let's move on to our next chart, which is the scatter plot. Or let's say bubble plot. I'm going to create a bubble plot. Okay, like this one. Okay, so let's say a scatter or bubble plots in Excel. They represent a relationship between, let's say, two numerical values. Okay, plotted simultaneously along the same X and Y axis. So they can be powerful as they compare categories based on their score on two numerical values. Okay, so here we are comparing the genres based on their energy and danceability. Okay, based on two numerical values, we are comparing these genres. Okay, so let's move on to create a new scatter plot. Okay. So wax usual, you can select on any of the data cells available here. You select on any of the data cells that are available here. Move on to insert recommended charts. Okay, see that. Okay, Excel has already recommended a bubble chart for us. In case it did not recommend it for you, can go to the all charts, go to scatter plot, then you can find the bubble chart here. You can find the bubble chart here. Going to choose the second type, then press OK. You see that the data has been clustered to one side. Okay, so now let's work on the axis. Okay, so we will right click, then move on to format charts area. So select the axis, go to the axis options. Let's set the minimum to 50. And the maximum to, let's say, 90, or let's make it, okay, 35. Let's see. Oh, 50 will be okay. 50, then 85. 85. So we set the axis to 50 and 85. Okay, so from here, okay, you can press on this chart element here to add data labels. Okay, this plus symbol beside the chart type. You press on it and you can select data labels. Okay, we want to represent the genres on the various bubble. Okay, so select the data labels, and after that, select this. Okay, after selecting the data labels, move on to the text options. Label options. Then you want to take the Y value, then select the value from sales options. So the values from sales option, you come to the genre section, then you highlight all the genres. Okay, then you press OK. Okay, so after pressing OK, then you set it to center. Okay, you can choose where you want it to be. So let's choose center. Okay, after that, yes. Okay, so let's bring it closer to the middle. Okay, so let's change the x-axis. Okay, let's the minimum to be 50. Okay, so this is how to create a bubble chart, a scatter plot or bubble chart. Okay, Daniela, see your hands raised.
Yes, please, can you please take it from where you changed, where you filled in the minimum and then the maximum space before pressing the plus sign and then selecting the data labels? Like, can you take it from that side, please?
Okay. Okay. So Daniela, so from the beginning when we selected the chart type, the data was clustered at one area. Okay, so I wanted to make it visible. Okay. So to do that, I changed the axis. Okay, so to do that, you right click on the charts, move on to Smart Chart area. Okay, then you select the axis. Okay, so after selecting the axis, you move on to the axis option. Okay, move on to the axis option. Okay, then I set the minimum axis option to 50. Okay, and the maximum to, let's say, 85. Okay, so then I said I wanted to come to closer to the middle or in the middle. So I changed the X axis to A. So here to, I made the minimum 50. Okay, to bring it closer to the middle. Okay, so then after that, I worked on the data labels. Okay, so the data labels, you use the plus sign here beside the charts. Okay, then you select the data labels. So after the labels are selected, you select any of the data labels, it will highlight all of them. So with that, move on to the text options, then label options, then you untick the Y value, then you select the value from cells. So with the value of cells from cells, how to come to the genre section. Then you select all the genre, then you press OK. Then after that, you can choose the position where you want to put the label. Either right, left, above, or below. But I chose center. Okay. So yes, that was so. Daniel, are you okay now? Hello, Daniela. Ima, is Daniela still on the call?
No, I'm not sure. I cannot see it. So you can move on. I'm not sure if she's on a call. She's not.
Okay.
Okay.
And can you do your question and answer session before I move on to the last part?
Okay. Please. Daniela is back. Daniela. Oh, she is gone again. Okay, Daniela is back. Hello, please, does anyone have a question? If you have any question, you can drop it in the chat box or you can raise your hand and then unmute and you speak. I say,
Yes, ma'am.
I think you see, as you were already giving the session, people were also asking their questions. So I think we can go on.
Okay, sure.
So let's go on and let's continue. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so let's move on to some of the best best practices in data visualization. Okay, so by now you guys must have realized that it's not actually difficult to visualize data in Excel. Okay. So let's focus on the best practices. Okay, so between 2 dimensions and 3 dimensions, okay. Which one do you guys think is the best for data visualization? Anyone? Can anyone answer it for me? Between 2D and 3D, which one is the best option for data visualization? Can drop your answer in the chat box. I'm waiting for your answers, guys. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, so you guys can hear me.
Yes, please, we can hear you.
No
Loud.
one is answering my question.
Okay. For me, let me say something. For me, I think it also depends on the kind of data you are dealing with. That's to the best of my understanding. So as to which one is the best, whether the 2D or 3D, will also depend on the kind of data we are working with. Yeah.
Okay, so let's do an example.
Which basically came off his shoulder thereafter. I mean, why are they claiming handball? Position anyway.
Okay, so even between these two charts, which one do you think is the best for visualization, the 3D or the 2D?
Okay. Uh, to me, for simplicity, I think the down one, to me, because the down one
Okay.
is simple to visualize as compared to the top one.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, so one of the best data visualization practice is keeping things simple. Okay, so even though Excel still offers, some options to prevent code files that have 3D chart from crashing, it's more of like some old feature that you should consider using. Okay, so 3D charts are hard to read and they make interpreting the data very difficult. Okay, as 3D chart creates a perspective that's confuses the eye. So the best advice is to avoid using them. So 2D charts, 2D charts here, 2D charts are offer and they help you interpret the data very easy. Okay, they are versatile and do not distract from what matters. Okay, that's the data. Okay. Then the next best practice we are going to talk about is the labels, the legends, and the titles. Okay, so ensuring that our data or our charts are self-explanatory as possible is crucial. Okay. So okay. Okay, guys. So between the first chart and the second chart, which one is the best way to visualize the data? Yes, anyone? Uma, can you hear me?
Can you please take your question again?
I think it's the
I
second
can
one.
hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. I asked, okay, between these two charts you see here, which one actually is the best way to represent your data?
I think it's the second one.
Okay. Who answered that?
Mohammed.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mohammed. Okay, so it's actually the second one. Why? Because the first one lacks some several elements, such as the titles, the ASIC title, the title of the charts. Okay, some elements. Okay, so therefore it is impossible to understand what actually was going on here. Okay, and therefore there's no ASICs and it doesn't start from zero, which may lead to wrong, okay, chart interpretations.
Mm.
So the chart on the down here, this one actually contains, okay, all the essential elements, okay, such as the title, the ASICs, the X and Y, the legends, okay, and you can actually tell what this data is actually talking about. Okay, so now let's move on to the next practice, which is color. Okay, we're moving on to colors. So another important and often misused element of the chart is the color. Okay, color always draws attention and should be used very wisely. Okay, in the example on the colors, let me. Okay. Mm. Okay, yes. So in this chart on the top here, this color add no extra value. Okay. So moreover, certain colors like red, yellow, and green have no specific associations. Okay. In the case when you want to specify maybe red for good, red for bad, or green for good, in the case of increasing sales and decreasing sales, that's good. But it should not be used for categorical categorical colors in charts. Okay, like this one. Okay, the chart will look better if the colors were all the same color. Okay, or if only one bar has such as this one. Okay, if only one bar has this color and the next one maybe in the gray or ash color. Okay, so highlighting some key messages in your data with colors is also very important. So colors like red, those rainbow colors, and it's advisable to avoid using them. Okay. Let's. Okay, so now we have this chart here. Okay, so as you can see, this we can't actually read anything from this chart. Okay, I mean this is not the best practice or the best way to visualize this data. Okay, so this data is actually showing us the revolution of songs for per year. Okay. And this column chart actually is not the best way to visualize this data. Okay. So the best way to visualize this data is to use a line chart. Okay. So line charts they are the best ways to visualize data over a period of time. Okay, so let's change this. Let's change this chart type here, then work on it. Okay. So the first decision you have to make is to choose the right chart type. Okay. So we want to chart design, then press on change chart type. Okay, let's go to recommended charts. Okay, so you see that from the recommended chart, Excel has already recommended the line chart for us. And area charts, the column starts in the rest. And the other less useful ones. Okay. But the highly recommended one is the line charts. Okay, so okay. As you can see, this already looks okay, but let's improve it. Okay. So first we'll give a name to our charts. Daniela, your hands raised.
Yes. Please,
Come again.
I use the
Daniela, your voice is breaking. Can you type it in the chat box? Hello, Iman.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can hear you.
Yeah, is Daniela still on the call?
Unless I check. No, she's not.
Oh, okay. Should I move on or I should go over?
Yes, you can move on. Since no one is raising any question, you can please move on.
Okay. So the next step is to give the name to our charts. Coalition of A Okay, so the next step is to add an axis to our chart. Okay, so we are going to add a primary vertical axis. So it's also not advisable to add an axis for the horizontal one, because anyone who looks at this data will know that it is represent the years. Okay, so it's not advisable to add an axis title and title it year. Okay, so we're only going to add an axis to the horizontal one. Title it number of stocks. Okay, now we are going to adapt this y-axis here. We want to change it to maybe 2K, 3K, 4K, 5K, 6K. Okay, rather than 4,000, 5,000, 6,000. Okay. So to do that, can double click on the axis. So the next step is change the display unit to thousands. Okay. So after that, move on to the number section. Okay. Then you change the category to number. After changing it to number, bring the decimals to 1. Move into 1 decimal. Then you format the code. Here, so you add K. You add K in the format code. Then you press on add. Okay. Add K, then press on add. Okay, so yes, so change the color from gray to black. Do the same for the X axis. Okay, so we can delete this here. Just select it, then you press on delete. Okay, now let's press on this legend. Okay, so we can here, when you double click on the legend here, you can decide where to put the legend. Is it left? Is it right? Is it top right? Is it top right like this? Okay, or top. I want to put it on the top like this. Okay. So now let's work on the lines. Okay. So yes. Okay, so we can smooth these lines to make it smooth. Can do the same for the rest of the lines and smooth them using the smooth line feature. Yes. You can make this pop up by changing the color. Let's say purple. Then you can reduce the transparency of the rest. Change the color in order for us to see or visualize the data very well. Okay. So now we can continue formatting by increasing the font size. We are formatting. Yes. Okay, so looking at this graph, okay. I mean, this takes just some seconds to interpret this graph rather than the first one, which was very hard to, or the original one, which was very hard to interpret. Okay, which is, this one is way better than the original. Okay, so are you okay, guys? Is everyone okay?
Yeah, we are okay.
Okay, so guys, thank you very much for today. This the last chat we'll be working on today. So tomorrow we'll be working on creating a dashboard using all the various charts we've learned today. We'll create a dashboard for our data sets. Okay, you create it together from scratch. So make it a point to join again tomorrow. Okay, that's thank you guys. Thank you. I'm done.
Now, much more reaction to the game at Goodison Park. Everything up this weekend. Be on the lookout for you.
Okay. Thank you very much, our able resource person and our experienced data analyst. You've really taught us a lot this afternoon, and we are very much grateful for your insights and your teachings. Okay, so does anyone have any question?
Mohammed has raised his hands.
Okay, Mohammed, you can unmute and talk.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. Please, I would like to find out if you have your data and you would want to create a chart for it. How are you going to know? How would you know which of the charts best suits what you want to do? Is there any criteria for the selection of any particular chart that you want to work with?
Yes.
Okay.
And yes, and I think I was making points on some of them throughout my conversations. As I said earlier, when you want to, analyze for data that's on a period of time, okay, on a time basis, it's best to use the line chart or the area chart.
Okay.
Okay, and when you want to compare two numerical values, it's also best to use the scatter plot or the bubble plot. And when it's between a categorical value and a numerical value, it's also best to use the column or the bar chart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
All right, all right. Please, is there any question? Is there anyone who has any question? Please, kindly bring out your questions so that the resource person will give you clarification on what to do. Just think about what we did today and bring out one thing that you need more clarity on so that we discuss or the resource person helps you understand. Okay, so in the absence of no question, wow, what a session. So before we wrap up, I would love everyone to share one key takeaway from today's session. You can type it in the chat box. I'm expecting answers from Daniela, Mohammed, Sambo Tete. They are all being on the call for since we started till now. So I'm expecting some answers from you. Share one key takeaway from today's session. You can just type it in the chat. I'm waiting for your answers. So today, no one learned anything. Come on. Okay, let me check. Okay, Mohammed is saying, I have learned about how to do sorting. That's great. All right. All right. Okay, so a huge thanks to our resource person, Osei Bonsu. Osei, thank you very much. Daniela is saying, I learned how to analyze dates. Data or, okay, dates. I guess it's data or anyway. Data rather, sure. Using bar charts. And Mohammed is also saying how to initiate a chat. Awesome. So someone is saying bullet charts are helpful for checking the performance of data with benchmarks. Thanks for the lesson. Okay, so that's a lesson learned by Samuel 30. All right. So great. Today, yes, a lot has been laid down for us. We've learned a lot myself. I've learned a lot. Since we started this data analysis, I've been using Excel almost everything I do. Yes. So just as the resource person said, Excel is the most widely used tool for data analysis. And he's right. Mohammed is saying using a line chart if you want to establish a trend in your data. Okay. Wow. All right. So thank you, our resource person, the person of Osei Bonsu in Japan. And please, just a reminder, Osei will be taking people or participants who are interested in data analytics. Yes. So if you are in the group and you are interested, you can DM me, and it's a whole 1 month session with one-on-one coaching. I hope I'm getting everything right? Hello, Ose.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yes. So we are, the Mission Space is going to delve deeper with anyone who is interested. So if you are interested, okay, let me put this is my number. All right. So you can DM me on WhatsApp or call my line, and then if you have, or you can, if you have any interest, we will kindly add you up, and then we start everything for you, just to improve on your data analysis. Daniela, yes, the giveaway will be done on the last day. So I want you to be present each and every week. So on the last week or on the last day, sure, I will do it. Don't worry. For you particular, even if I know you'll be chasing me each and every day, so I will do it surely. All right. So without wasting much time, I will thank everyone for making time for today's session and learning, taking something away with you. I hope we will practice in our own way when you are free. And if this is your first time joining to the previous sessions, the videos are on YouTube. Particularly, you can check SP Ghana session, like yes, SP Ghana session or SP Ghana on YouTube, and then you get the videos on the previous lessons. Check playlists. I think they are there. So to get along with whatever we have done so far and continue from here. Thank you. And at this time, if anyone has anything to say, or in the absence of no suggestion or question, we can bring our meeting to a successful end for today. Thank you, and see you all tomorrow, 3 p.m. sharp. Thank you. Bye.